We can't just tell people what they want to hear. We need to tell them what they need to hear. We need to tell them the truth.
Presidential campaign videos, pop music, advertisements, military recruiters. We're bombarded every minute of every day by information, trying to sell us something, make us vote for something, persuade us to join something. All of this information is propaganda. Propaganda is any information spread to help or harm an institution, cause, person, or even a nation.
Most people associate the term propaganda with subliminal messaging and false advertising, but in reality, propaganda has been in use all around the world for centuries. Almost every American president has used an extensive campaign involving multiple forms of propaganda. Most war efforts also used extensive propaganda, and World War I was no exception.
Throughout World War I, almost every nation involved used multiple forms of propaganda. The most common form was posters. Flyers and cartoons were posted all over major cities in America, England, and Germany, encouraging enlistment and support of the war effort. Photos of happy soldiers and families encouraged people to donate to the effort, purchase bonds, and apply their jobs in military industries. The Army was shown as a brave group of adventurers, and enlisting was called an opportunity to see the rest of the world, make new friends, and honor your country. Not all of this propaganda was positive, though. Many posters spread throughout England and the U.S. depicting Germans as brutes and barbarians, showing them destroying towns and drinking blood. World War I featured some of the most vicious propaganda and downright hateful media in history.
In the early 1900s, at the advent of industrial technology, the newspaper industry was booming throughout the world. In just one day, new information regarding the war could be at citizens' doorsteps ready to read. People were no longer out of the loop. Everyone was aware of new developments on the battlefield almost as soon as they happened. Governments and newspaper distributors realized that this awareness could be used to their advantage. In Germany, France, and England, false or exaggerated reports of glory in battle were often spread. One particularly blatant example occurred after the infamous Battle of Ypres. The British newspapers proclaimed that troops had made significant progress, gaining almost 2 kilometers of land on the front line, but neglecting the fact that thousands upon thousands of troops had lost their lives, and the land grab had been in progress for days. The German newspapers, on the other hand, boasted of massive British casualties, but didn't mention the fact that a significant amount of land had been lost. Movies and video cameras were still a very new, primitive technology at the beginning of the 1900s, but propaganda films have been around almost as long as film itself. In 1915, several propaganda films were circulated throughout major American cities that had the technology to view them. These films showed some of President Wilson's inspiring speeches, the sinking of American ships, and U.S. troops in action.
Propaganda wasn't limited to just printed media, however. Many of the popular songs of the era were composed to aid the war effort. Some of the most famous tunes of the time, such as Over There, When the Lusitania Went Down, Wake Up America, were American propaganda songs. World War I formed many of the modern uses of propaganda, ones that we still see today in every form of media around us. Most people think things have changed quite a bit since then. Most have, but not everything.